how does coaching, leadership, and understanding aspects of human performance help some of our clients to circumvent some of the obstacles that they otherwise would find challenging or even insurmountable? So Nic, first of all, thank you very much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you. Now, a lot of times we get a client in front of us who seems to say they want one thing, yet they continually do another. Not to mention that we tell them what to do, and they don't do it, despite the fact that they intensely desire the thing that our advice is leading them towards, and by their own concession, if they don't do it, they're going to suffer some serious consequences. I guess my first question is, how do you properly tell someone what to do to get more compliance, or is the whole strategy of telling within itself flawed?
Well, I think the whole strategy of telling is flawed, but the whole strategy of change, to say it's flawed, because human nature is actually all about staying in your comfort zone. We're conditioned to do certain things. We've learned ways of doing certain things. We need to do that to survive in this world. We need habits, otherwise we couldn't function. We've just been thinking too many things, and all the information coming into us. So we have habits which enable us to function easily in the world. Those habits are good until they become an issue in terms of the results we're achieving. And then the habits no longer serve us. And then it's about changing habits. The problem we have is with changing habits, we have to step outside the comfort zone. So as soon as you step outside your comfort zone, sheer understanding of the words means you will experience discomfort. Human nature says if you experience discomfort, we move away from discomfort, so we move back to our comfort zone. So we're continually in this cycle of wanting something else because of the pain we're experiencing here, stepping outside of our comfort zone to change that, move away from it, experiencing more discomfort, not liking that, but stepping back. So just by the sheer nature of saying we want something else to achieve this goal, we've got to leave our comfort zone, and that's a challenge for us. If you tell people what to do, they'll go, I understand that, I agree with that, but they'll have no ownership of that. So they'll step outside the comfort zone, experience the discomfort, which, don't forget, is going to be unconscious in that they're not sure why they're experiencing this. They just step back unconsciously, so they drift away from the intention of the goal.
So when you tell somebody what to do, all of the discomfort that comes with going against your natural inclinations occurs, which drives us to move away from the source of the discomfort. But the other element is you're removing the intrinsic responsibility that comes from self-determination. Well, what do you do then? If you can't tell someone what to do, how do you get them to do things that are in line with what they want and not in opposition to it?
So the first thing that we've got to understand is that the reason why they're getting what they're currently getting is because they're focusing on what they don't want to have. But that's an unconscious focus. They're not doing it deliberately. So they're focusing on what they don't want to have, so they're actually setting themselves up habitually to continue to get what they don't want. So you've got to change that focus, that intention. The first way the first thing you do for that is get them to create a vision of what it is they want to have into the future. Now the difficulty, most people get that, but actually don't really realise what that is. Because the majority in the field of health and fitness, in my view, the majority of people are actually moving away from what they don't want rather than towards what they want. So the majority of customers for personal trainers, for example, will come to a personal trainer out of pain, what they're currently experiencing, as opposed to the desire to achieve something. So when the personal trainer starts working with the customer and says to the customer, so what do you want by working with me? They often describe it as what they don't want to have. So you have to turn that around into what they do want to have. But that's deeply buried in the customer. So you've got to be able to help the customer create this vision, step with what they're moving towards. And you just said something very, very appropriate in terms of goal setting. The goal setting needs to be kinesthetic. It needs to be something that becomes intrinsic. They need to know what it's going to feel like. They know what they don't want kinesthetically to feel like, but they don't know what it is they're going to get. So you create a goal which is very powerful around something that they do want to have. That's the first step. Then what you've got to do is you've got to enable the customer to put in place the small steps that's going to take them towards that. Change never occurs with, I've got a goal out there and I just lead towards the goal and, yeah, hey, I've made it. The way change occurs, and I think it's Francis Bacon said, change is through meandering, through a set of steps. And we often describe it as this meandering process. And so you decide the small actions you're going to take the first actions, you bump up against the obstacles there, you then determine what's the next step. So it's all about goal setting. Big goal, break down into medium outcomes, into small steps, but they're still goals. Next week we're going to do this. Now the role of a coach, stroke personal trainer, is to help the person maintain their focus on those small goals. Because in fact, what happens is, as soon as they start taking the small actions, which are goals, they'll actually want to go back to their comfort zone. The personal trainer, the coach, keeps them reminding them, this is what you're going to gain, these are the benefits, this is what you're moving away from, this is what you get rid of, this is what you're going to gain, look how far you've come, stay focused on this. So for me, and I've heard this described once, actually, a coach is a goalkeeper. It's keeping someone focused on the things they want to have, but chunking it down into small steps.
So how do you do that? What's an example or what's a demonstration we can use on how that would work?
Well, give me a problem a customer might experience, a personal training customer might experience.
Now, I'm not sure if you've ever experienced it with some of your clients, but one goal might be weight loss.
It's a very good goal.
It's a peripheral goal.
There's a few out there.
You might have experienced this. So let's say somebody wants to lose just 3 kilos, really. Not an unachievable goal, but not easy, is it?
No, it's not easy. So the first thing that we've got to establish is we've got to make that smart, so we've got to turn it into something that we want to have. So rather than lose 3 kilos, it's what weight do you want to be? That's the first thing. People often describe, I want to lose 3 kilos and go down from 75 to 72 or something. It's the 72 disability thing. We've then got to turn that into something more than just that measurable aspect. So what difference is this going to have? How will you know you've achieved it? Because, as you said before, intrinsically they've got to get it into the system, they've got to be able to measure it. Not just through the measurement of getting on the scales, it's a feeling aspect. Because that's what we know, habitual exercises, for example, have this intrinsic feeling. So we get them to create this big goal. That's the first step of the process. Then, the next step of the process, once we've done that, say, okay, why are you where you are today and not where you need to be? So if you're, it's very interesting, if you're at 75 kilos and you're at 72 kilos, there's reasons why you are at 75 and not 72. And unless you resolve the things that are creating you to be 75, you're not going to be 72 on a permanent basis. So you can make some short-term behaviour changes that get you 72 kilos. But the issue being that you still have got the habits stored inside you, the self-concept, self-image, some are 75, so you revert back. So we then need to begin to look at the whys.